So let's go to the next as we are, grappling up with the time. So we have the video from Paul. Paul heads Global Corporate Affairs of Macquarie. He's going to be talking about belonging and the correlation of the commitment and motivation in the workplace. And he's also going to be talking about how directly this is going to be leading to motivation and the pride within the organization. And I know that engaged employees are more often than eager recommend their organization as a great place to work within their peer groups. So let's take a quick look at the culture of belonging at Macquarie.
Macquarie's diversity and inclusion strategy focuses on three key aspects of D&I: our inclusive culture, our diverse people, and our client and community.
This also ties in with our purpose statement, which is to empower our people to innovate and invest for a better future.
Fundamental to Macquarie's success is the diverse workforce with which we operate. The broad range of experience, views, and skills of our people are very critical and important for the diverse services we deliver to our clients and the diverse communities in which we operate.
We seek to create an inclusive environment and leverage the value that diversity brings. We promote psychological safety, respectful and inclusive behavior to enable our people to perform at their best.
We have a very active Pride Employee Network group, which empowers our LGBTQ+ colleagues, customers, clients, communities, and allies by building a diverse and inclusive environment where everyone has equitable opportunities and the freedom to be their authentic selves.
We are committed to building a workforce where people feel safe bringing their authentic selves to work. They can be spontaneous, confident, comfortable, and can achieve their maximum potential.
Some of the steps we have taken are awareness sessions with leaders and people managers, to celebrating diverse occasions such as 𝘊𝘬𝘬𝘐, International Women's Day, Wear It Purple Day, Transgender Day of Remembrance, as well as providing support via employee network groups such as Women at Macquarie and Pride India.
As a services business, Macquarie's success over 52 years has been driven by our people and the unique ideas and perspectives of our diverse workforce. The diversity of our team is one of our greatest strengths. It allows us to challenge each other's perspectives and form better collective decisions, and gives us greater understanding in serving a much broader community and client base.
Thank you for inviting me to participate in this fantastic RISE event. I'm joining from Sydney in Australia, where I lead corporate affairs for Macquarie, a diversified global financial group. I'm an out gay man from the UK, and I've been with my Australian husband for almost 20 years. We have two sons, aged 6 and 8, who were born through surrogacy in the UK, and we've been lucky enough to live in the UK and Australia, Japan, France, and Hong Kong at different stages of our lives. We've experienced different reactions to our little family along the way, and I'll come back to some of that. Right now at Macquarie and in Australia, I feel empowered to be myself and bring the perspectives from my life experience to my work in the same way that I ask for my diverse team. Macquarie's purpose as an organisation is empowering people to innovate and invest for a better future. And we know we achieve our best outcomes in the community when we bring together teams of diverse and complementary skills and perspectives. Like everything at Macquarie, LGBTQ+ inclusion starts with our people. Our Global Employee Network group, Pride at Macquarie, leads the discussion, and our internal and external activation of international and local initiatives happens around moments of significance like Pride, 𝘬𝘬𝘬𝘬, and Wear It Purple. The group is very active in all 4 of our global regions. These groups are really important when everyone is in the office, but even more important when everyone is working remotely, in that they provide a supportive network. We found the global connectivity and exchange of ideas between the groups has been even better as everything has moved to online, and nowhere more so than in India, where our large team has been working remotely for more than a year now. Allyship is central to our activities. We have a very active and visible ally program and clear empowerment for allies to act on any inappropriate behaviors. A successful part of the program has been reverse mentoring. Younger LGBTQ+ colleagues act as mentors to more senior colleagues, many of whom have been much more proactive in taking positive actions to make sure everyone feels as comfortable at work as they do. My first jobs after university were in teaching and then in banking in Japan. I taught in a small town of 2,000 people in the far north of Japan, and I was the only non-Japanese person there. I also felt like the only gay person there, and I didn't really feel like I could be honest about my sexuality, apart from when I met friends for occasional weekends in the city. It was the mid-1990s then. Many years later, I returned to the village with my family, and I reconnected with old friends and neighbours. Everyone said that I was crazy for not being my whole self when I lived there. Maybe times have changed, or maybe I misjudged what the reaction would be, maybe both. Now I'm glad that the visitors who welcomed me so warmly into their lives finally know all about my life. Macquarie's Pride Employee Network group in India has been building strong momentum with our staff, focused on education, visible allyship, recruitment and connectivity to peers in our other markets. I was lucky enough to visit our team in Gurugram in 2019 before the plane stopped flying and all of our interactions moved to Zoom. The team told me that our inclusive culture is one of the things that keeps them at Macquarie, as well as feeling part of a connected global team. It's something that was recently recognized with a silver award in India's first Workplace Equality Index. In previous roles, I've been a regular visitor to India, working with large Indian corporate clients. Unlike with clients in the UK or the US, I never felt quite ready to talk about having a husband rather than using the more cryptic word partner. I found out by chance through a few degrees of separation that one of my clients was in a gay relationship with his partner overseas, but we never talked about it at work. I decided to tell him about our plans to have kids one time when we were on a business trip together. He was very interested and supportive, but didn't volunteer anything about his own situation, and I didn't mention it either. We've still never discussed it, but as I talk to my Macquarie colleagues in Gurugram and Mumbai now, and listen to the stories being told at this event, it feels like India's made a lot of progress in the last few years. We also participate in workplace equality indices around the world. We've ranked in the top 10 in the Australian Workplace Equality Index each year since 2015, which in turn led to us running a platinum project in 2020 to increase visibility and improve talent outcomes for LGBTQ+ women as role models and members of the Macquarie community through both internal and external storytelling. It's important for our people and for our business. We're a very bottom-up culture, where the best ideas are those suggested by our teams working closest to our clients and solving problems, and our best teams are those made up of a broad range of views. So it's about attracting and retaining talent and empowering them to be as productive and innovative as possible to deliver the right outcomes for all of our stakeholders. And of course, this applies across all areas of D&I. There are many elements to everyone's identity, all of which enrich their ability to contribute. So, like many companies, we have programs across race, gender, disability, and other forms of diversity. An interesting area of current focus is how all of these programs intersect and amplify their respective efforts. If you have a culture in which you empower the debate internally, create opportunities for people to advance and continually address issues of inequality, then it's only logical that you be visible in advocating on the same topics externally. It's what an active workforce and indeed our clients and investors expect of us. Companies have more channels and a larger audience to get a message heard and bring the debate to the surface. As an example, in 2018, we publicly supported a court case involving a woman in Hong Kong who successfully challenged immigration authorities after she was denied a spousal visa that would have granted her resident status and allowed her to work without the need for a separate visa. The woman and her partner, both UK citizens, were married in the UK, but this was not recognised by the Department of Immigration in Hong Kong when one of them was transferred there for work. For me, it was important to do this on many levels. A few months earlier, I'd been involved in an internal discussion with some of our staff in Hong Kong, Singapore and Manila. many of whom said that while they still struggled to be out at home, they felt very comfortable being out in the workplace, which represents an important and safe environment for them. For them, supporting this case was a clear and public expression of the type of support they personally experienced inside the company. I'd also experienced this law firsthand when my husband and I moved to Hong Kong with our 2 sons. Not only could we not get a resident visa for my husband, who at the time was a stay-at-home dad, but the kids weren't recognised fully either, meaning we had to regularly leave and return to the country as tourists, and even had issues taking the boys for medical appointments. So I was glad when the public support of a number of companies contributed to a successful outcome in the case and a change in the law. As a company, you do have to make decisions about when to take a position. It would be impossible to devote the necessary time and attention to every potential issue across all of the markets in which we operate and ensure that we advocate on the full range of issues that are important to our staff. But collectively, business can make a difference, and it's clear that when companies do act, it can be a very powerful catalyst for change. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Paul, for your authenticity, your leadership in the space, and the amazing impact that you've created.